Welcome to Inside Recovery. I'm Mark Lanier with All Points North Lodge in Edwards, Colorado. Inside Recovery is an opportunity to talk with industry professionals about their passions, experiences, and insights. The goal is to help viewers understand more about treatment and the process. It's also an opportunity to network with treatment industry professionals and hear their stories. Today, I'm excited to welcome on our YouTube show Lauren Clay with Chrysalis Continuing Care and to hear her thoughts on the unique services Chrysalis offers. Lauren, welcome. So glad you're here.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm really glad to be here. Thanks for
great.
asking me.
This is wonderful. So to get us started, Lauren, could you first tell us a little about yourself and what are you doing in the industry?
I've worked in the substance abuse treatment industry for just over a year now. But before that, I have personal experience with recovery. So I'm in recovery myself, which led me to seeking a career ultimately in helping other addicts and alcoholics find treatment, wellness, recovery. I also have a background in fitness, yoga, and a little bit of sales, business development, recreation therapy. So like that's kind of my whole background, but I really believe in promoting wellness and yoga, mindfulness, meditation, spirituality into my own recovery journey and clients' recovery journey as well.
Okay, well, that's a lot of experience. So, what are you
Yeah,
doing? And I remember you also worked in admissions.
yeah,
Uh,
it's like kind of all over the board.
yeah, well, that's a lot of us do that,
Yeah,
myself included.
yeah.
So, what are you doing at this time?
Currently, I'm the community liaison for Chrysalis Continuing Care. We are located in Rhino District in Denver. So we're a dual diagnosis substance abuse treatment facility. We do treat substance abuse as well as the mental health side and trauma side of things. So right now, my current role with them is communicating with our community partners. So we're living other treatment facilities and figuring out the best care for our clients, our mutual clients, or new clients that we're getting. And so I just started working for them the past month.
Oh, great, great. Well, I hear wonderful, and I have my own experience with Chrysalis. It's a
Mhm.
wonderful organization. Um, and I had to look up what the Rhino, I'm not a Denverite, so I had to look up what the Rhino District was. And that's kind of an art district area, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah,
Near,
it's really cool. You know, before I even started working there, I'd only been to Rhino District like one or two times. But it's a really special area. There's a lot of art, a lot of creative expression, and we definitely bring that into our center. So we utilize the environment around us in the community to bring that inside. And you can, if you look at our website, you can even see photos of our treatment center and how Rhino District is very much so reflected inside. Our CEO is quite a creative person as well. So I think her personality and definitely shows through in her style, which is really great because it's such a unique feel to a treatment center. When you walk in there, it doesn't feel like a treatment center, which is
yeah, yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, I've been on, Christina Bell is who you're talking about as your CEO, I think,
yeah,
and I've been on your website and I can see the art kind of finds its way into the
yeah.
building. So
It's
it's
very different.
beautiful. Well, I think you kind of already answered the next question, but I'm going to see if you want to add anything more to it, and that is, how did you get involved in the field? Is there
So
anything more you want to elaborate on about that?
yeah, I think it's really important for other professionals to hear this and know this because I needed this early on in my career. So I started with work and recreation therapy. I know that I've always wanted to help people. I got a little burnt out on that, doing that for about 8 years. Shifted into retail sales, working for Lululemon and teaching fitness for a while. I was with that company about 5 years, and all of a sudden I had climbed the leadership chain. I had been doing some cool nonprofit work with them. And my job role started to shift and change into something more like administrative. And it was no longer serving me in my life, my recovery, and my career. And I remember sitting in a spreadsheet last August of 2020 and sitting there thinking to myself, I can't do this anymore. I no longer feel of purpose. I no longer feel that I'm helping people on a daily basis. And truly, that's what that company was for me. Even, when you think of Lululemon, you think of only yoga pants, and it goes far beyond that. So that's why I stayed with them for a long time. So I had that realization, and as soon as I had that, I started looking for entry level roles in behavioral health. I've known for the past couple of years I want to become a therapist. And so I told myself when I got into recovery that I would never work a job that I didn't love and that was no longer serving me. And so I chose in that moment to shift back into like the helping industry. And so I worked as a tech for about 4 months, and then I worked in admission for about 7 months. And now finally I'm in like a community liaison business development role, which is really exciting because Chrysalis is a newer business. We've been around for just over a year now. So it's so awesome to be a part of something brand new and help it grow and be in the nitty gritty of everything. I'm having a lot of fun, and I feel of purpose every day, which is the most important thing.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's great. That's a good backstory too.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and finding, our purpose and finding what's meaningful, that seems to be kind of a hot topic, in our country
Yeah.
in the last couple of months. We're not the only ones, trying to, make our life, worth something meaningful. And those of us that are in recovery, a lot of us have this need to, try to extend that assistance to others that may need it. So, what would you say you're feeling most interested in or passionate about in your work?
Yeah. I truly love watching a client through their entire journey. So being able to be the first person with them on the phone,
Yeah,
and sometimes hearing like this is not like a great part of my job, but hearing the desperation and the need in their voice is a great reminder of like why I
yeah,
do the work that I do.
yeah,
And then helping them figure out things like down to transportation and finances, and what are they exactly looking for in their treatment, getting them to the right place, whether it's with Chrysalis or somewhere else. That's the biggest thing, and that's huge on my philosophy. Is like I want people to come to Chrysalis because I believe we are the best. I wouldn't work here if I didn't. However, I want treatment to fit a client's needs. So if that means somewhere else, then that's what I will, work to do, and to refer them to somewhere that fits more their needs. So I think like seeing a client's entire journey, and then the coolest part is I'm involved in a 12-step community, is sometimes seeing those clients in meetings and like learning about long-term recovery that they're in, and how their lives are changing and growing. And that's the stuff that really lights me up and that I love.
yeah, yeah. I can relate to everything that you just said. Exactly. So, if someone, if you could describe a little bit like a common or typical person that's reaching out to Chrysalis, what kind of services might they be looking for
Yeah.
at Chrysalis?
Yeah. So we're, like I said before, we're dual diagnosis. So substance abuse, mental health, and trauma, all outpatient. So we offer full outpatient levels of care, our PHP, partial hospitalization, IOP, intensive outpatient, and then our outpatient program. The great thing about Chrysalis is that, we say we're individualized, and we really, really are. So all of our groups run in the evening, which allows for people to maintain their jobs or school. There is flexibility with telehealth and in person. So that's really nice. I haven't met another program that is doing hybrid like us. We also take a really, which provides just so much flexibility that clients are looking for, they don't always get. And one of our philosophies in talking with my CEO, Christina Bell, is that we really want to like break down as many barriers between um, a person and their recovery journey and their treatment as possible. And scheduling is a big one for people, especially on an outpatient basis. Another thing is, we treat clients holistically. Again, another kind of catchphrase, like we do holistic treatment. We truly, truly do. Factor in the clinical side. One of our counselors, Megan, does a lot on spirituality. We do a lot of meditation, mindfulness. We have a yoga group, as well as integrate um, uh, nutrition and fitness. We have a group that does that on Friday evenings, which is cool. And then, you have your typical clinical modalities, motivational interviewing, CBT, DBT. We do trauma therapy, EMDR. We also provide pretty heavy case management if clients need it. That's something that we're really good at doing is doing everything we can to help our clients get what they need. So those are just a couple of the few special things about us. And if clients are looking for flexibility to go deeper beyond their substance abuse, like we really focus on a strength-based approach. And like it sounds so cliche, all of these words in the treatment industry sound so cliche, but positive thinking, the power of positive thinking and power of positive mental attitude, and really encouraging our clients. And we've seen the result of that, like long lasting recovery from that, and people be successful. So
That's great. So I thought of a couple things that you said that
yeah.
I wanted to ask about. So we work in the industry, and not everybody may be watching this may be in the industry. So what if you could elaborate a little bit more on what is PHP?
PHP is our partial hospitalization programming. So in terms of levels of care, it usually starts with, like, depending on the client, a detox, and then maybe an inpatient facility for some mental health stabilization. And then typically people can go from there to a residential stay where they have programming and group therapy, like all day on the weekends as well. The first level of care that you meet once you get out of a residential setting, so clients are no longer sleeping there, is PHP, so partial hospitalization. It's the hospitalization piece is really just a name made up by insurance to quantify the amount of clinical contact and therapy hours clients are getting. So typically all programs across the board, and specifically ours, clients will get 15 to 20 hours of outpatient therapy per week with our PHP. With our IOP, they're going to get between 9 and 10. And with our outpatient, they're going to get between 3 and 6.
How does the housing part of that work?
So clients can live at home.
Okay.
We are able to provide transport if they need it. However, if they can't live at home and they need affordable supportive housing, we can partner with sober living sober living houses in the
Yeah.
community.
Yeah.
Monarch is a really big partner of ours.
Okay.
We partner with them quite a bit.
Okay. And this are the programs and services co-ed or gender specific, or how does
So
that work?
all of our services are co-ed. We do have gender specific groups to kind of separate clients to discuss more intimate, vulnerable issues that they might not want to discuss with other genders.
Right, right, right. Okay. All right, cool. And okay, so I think maybe my last question might have to do with, um, I could talk about this for a while. So what do you wish people knew more about when they're looking for help, support, resources? What do you wish, was out there more in the news about that? Is that,
Mm,
is that too hard of a question?
no, I
They're
wish
not
people had
hard.
hope,
That
honestly.
there was more
I wish
hope?
Yeah, like I wish hope was communicated more.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of treatment centers and things, I don't see too much in the media, honestly, about addiction and addiction treatment. I hear
Just the
statistics
bad
on,
statistics.
yeah, bad
Yeah.
statistics, right? Like I don't hear any, there's never any highlighted stories of people in recovery that are successful.
Yeah.
And you can find those on social media and like blog platforms, but it's not really widely spread. And so I wish that the message of hope was more communicated, because at the end of the day, while of course I'm a professional in this industry and I work for an incredible organization, like at the end of the day, like I just want people to know that it's possible. And I don't care where you go to get help, but get help, And so, um, yeah, so the message of hope, I wish that was communicated more and widely, um, I don't know, widely known, I guess, that it's possible to have recovery and that treatment actually works, even if you've been through 13 different treatments. Like you don't know that the 14th time it may work for you. So
That made me remember I heard a saying or I read a saying one time that everything you want is on the other side of fear. And I think it is so, for a lot of folks, so scary and intimidating to seek help, not necessarily even residential inpatient treatment, but just, go in and start trying to, the journey of being honest and looking at why things are the way they are.
yeah.
That is so, uh, intimidating, I think.
Of course.
But once you start that process, you quickly learn what a huge relief that is, and the burden and the boulder and the monkeys you've been carrying on your back start to get lighter and easier, and you start to find, kind of a light and a way to move forward. And it turns out to be just a huge blessing and a gift. So anyway, preaching to the choir a little bit, but
I love it.
so any other closing? Sorry to put you on the spot a little bit, but any other closing comments or anything else you want to add to what we've talked about before we close off for today?
I guess just my overall suggestion and like advice that I wish someone would have given me as a professional in this industry is um, never stop doing what you love. Like that's so general. Never stop doing what you love and never stop doing it with purpose. And even when you're not at your final goal, like continue moving on and through it. I think that's one of the biggest things I learned being in recovery and my journey there is it's taught me resiliency and to go after what I care about. And it's led me to a profession where I am helping people every day. So I just encourage everyone watching this, people not in recovery, industry, people in the industry, people maybe looking for help, that hope exists, and do whatever you do with purpose,
Yeah.
because we have one life and it's so precious and it's so short. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Lauren, thank you so much for
you're
coming on
welcome.
today and joining me and doing this. Chrysalis is lucky to have you. I'm grateful to know you. I look forward to working with you and Chrysalis in the future. And we'll sign off this episode in peace and gratitude. And thanks for watching.